charge directly into him.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be pretty good in this scenario.
That is true. Like, I also did notice something. Like, I was playing with Stocktaker earlier. He was telling me a lot about, like, the thing with Sephiroth. It's similar to, like, let's say, like, Shulk. I'll use Shulk because I'm the most familiar with that character. Like, you need to make sure that you're spacing your back airs, like, perfectly as a character because the end lag on, like, back air is a little insane. And a lot of his moves has a lot of end lag. But, I don't know what's going on right here. They're just playing what seems to be neutral. This is some great nooch.
It seems that I may not be 100% correct in what I said before the set started because Chris is doing a great job of keeping him away and just catching these up-Bs with like PK Thunders, Fires.
Yeah, wow, he's already
doing a great
at
job.
110.
And that,
that's
yeah,
already in the stock.
It's an early stock.
Yeah.
Only 11% on Chris, going up 3-2.
Just waiting to see what happens, honestly. And especially in this matchup, it's just like waiting.
I think Chris is really just, he's finding the perfect range right now. That's what he's doing. He's kind of just feeling it out. He's finding the perfect range for, like, where to stand. He seems to be pretty experienced in it. He seems to know what he's doing for the most part, but he's just got to get in the sweet spot. And then once he's there, he can kind of just keep it up, all the pressure with the projectiles, the bigger hitboxes.
Yeah, honestly, he's just trying to box him out as best as he can. But, like, yeah, he's trying to keep
good stall there. Knowing not to air dodge.
The one thing that I find interesting about Sephiroth is he gets a lot off of grabs. Despite his, like, grab not being necessarily the best in the game, it's actually, like, surprisingly good for him once he gets one. I think it was, like, when I was talking to Stocktaker earlier, he was telling me, like, Sephiroth's basically a grappler character, if you think about it.
Yeah, Sephiroth does get a lot off his grabs.
Yeah.
As much as his throws, like you said, they're not great, he finds a way to make them work.
Definitely.
Just the repositioning is very useful for a character like him who's got like pretty precise hitboxes in certain situations, like back air and forward air, pretty small overall in the vertical sense. So just being able to reposition, like get people on platforms for tech chase is very good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, up air just covers such a large area.
Right now,
well.
kind of struggling to put Chris in any situation where he's uncomfortable.
Wow.
And he lives at 159, even with the wing and just the weak hit.
Spot,
yeah, catch him with the forward tilt though.
He did say that he was going to be working on using forward tilt a little bit more. So let's see how that plays out during the games and stuff like that.
Forward tilt, one of his more reliable kill moves, especially on lighter characters. Like the sweet spot of that move does a lot more knockback than you'd think it does based on how safe it is.
Yeah, I would definitely say it kind of echoes the ability of, like, let's say like Belmonts with their F tilt. Like, it has like similar spacing, except it has I think a little bit more end lag. I might be wrong about that.
I believe it does, and a little bit less shield stun, I believe. But it definitely is. It's nowhere near as safe to just throw out. You do have to be perfectly spaced for it.
Yeah.
But Stocktaker, definitely one of the players who's very good at taking advantage of this.
Yeah, he's absolutely amazing at doing that. Living to 195 as Sephiroth is very rare.
Definitely something. Sephiroth, some might say unfairly light. He doesn't need to be that light.
Yeah,
he's got a massive sword. He is very buff. I don't know if you've ever seen his other alts. He is a very large man.
He's a very large, strong man.
But living to 195 against Ness.
Okay.
You get shield pressure.
Yeah, good shield pressure. Literally has a Shoto down tilt, which is just insane.
He needs it.
He needs it, yeah. Wow.
Catching the up smash there. Up smash actually hasn't been used. Oh.
Okay.
That was a really well spaced up tilt.
Yeah. I have not seen an up tilt kill like that.
Suddenly it's looking a little more even than it was just 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Chris looked like he had such a solid lead building up. Is Stocktaker living that long, getting so much extra credit off that?
Yeah.
And then an amazing finish to that song.
Good snap right there. I absolutely love that he snaps for so many of his moves. It's really funny.
Keeping the pressure
it's also
on.
a really satisfying noise too.
This was not the way the game was looking just a little while ago because Stocktaker taking back momentum now.
Yeah, it seems
having a percent lead on last stock.
Yeah. Stocktaker is in fact at 69% now at 84.
He's got the wing out now, much faster. Able to play neutral.
Nice back air.
Way better.
That was a
forward tilt.
nice spare. That was really good.
That was great.
So Stocktaker takes round 1.
I think Stocktaker was just kind of like feeling him out for the first half of that game because as soon as he got his rhythm going, he just never stopped the aggression, kept the pressure up high.
And his spacing was on point for everything. It was amazing, especially that up tilt.
Hitting sweet spots left and right.
It's insane.
Poor psychokinetic boy.
Honestly, I really like Sephiroth. I like watching it a lot. It's, to me, at least, I don't really like watching Wolf, but this is my kind of speed. I like this stuff.
Right. And it seems Chris is going to be sticking with the Ness against the Sephiroth. Quite the matchup we got here. Looking to be a good one.
Already off stage, 29%. That is Ness to a T.
I love matches like this where it's two players you know are very good and it's playing like the most upbeat, happy music you'll ever hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that.
It's so silly.
Love that for this game.
I love when that stuff is like juxtaposed to one another. Just two completely opposite things. High tension, very calm, cheery jazz music. It's absolutely amazing.
Alright.
It's really going for that up tilt there.
Yeah, Stocktaker already doing a way better job than at the start of last game, just staying out of the way and landing his hits more. Because that seemed to be the issue he was having a lot at the start of last game. He just wasn't able to get anything going on Chris. But
yeah, he just kind of got hit constantly over and over again. I mean, it was within the first 40 seconds, and he reversed that, so let's see how this goes.
Nair killing at 126 mid-stage, which is crazy to think about because he was at 200 last game.
Yeah.
And he didn't get hit by one of those.
And, I mean, Ness can do it twice in a full hop, right? Two nairs and one full
I believe, yeah, 2 in a full hop.
Which is insanity.
For a move that strong and hits both sides, it's pretty good.
I absolutely love Earthbound, but, like, the way Ness plays for me, I couldn't pick him up. Yeah, it's just not it.
Floaty character, he's a character that you really need to, like, have a specific taste for. Went up to finish it, but Chris jumps out of the way. He knows. He's aware.
We're seeing percent like records right here on these characters today.
They're both kind of struggling to get the kill in a lot of situations, but this could very well be it if Stocktaker is not careful.
And that's it. Yep, that's the stuff.
Yeah, catches him going the other way.
I absolutely love that, by the way. I think it's absolutely silly.
Trying to catch him with the down smash there.
Oh.
Stocktaker knows. Stay away from it.
Oh.
And the up smash kill. Yeah. Chasing him with that thunder. Stocktaker, amazing movement to get out of the way.
Yeah. Really good movement on this part. As well as PkChris. PkChris's movement is on point today.
Right in the back area. Chris is definitely known for the movement because the way he uses Magnet, even like not to just get combos, just in neutral to move around, to get around platforms and stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing and seems to always leave options over, like open. He can like get like he can parry at any time while also having aerials available at any moment, and he can just kill you if he like touches you with the Magnet.
That's crazy. Like, I mean, like Ness, like at first, because like usually floaty characters have like interesting movement and stuff like that. Like I know Mewtwo's got some pretty interesting movement.
Yeah.
And like watching Ness like move around, especially like how just before, I don't know if you saw it, but it was he used PK Fire to turn himself around and get like a little bit of like small spacing between him and Sephiroth, which is really cool.
Yeah. Chris knows his character very well. Obviously, it's in his name.
Yeah.
He would know his character better than anyone.
I wonder if Chris has ever played Earthbound.
No idea.
That might
gotta
be,
ask him.
Yeah, you gotta ask him if he plays Earthbound. I know that there's actually a few top players like who like play their characters but have never played their actual games. One was actually like Nico, who played Shulk but actually didn't like Xenoblade at all. And then there was I can't remember who it was.
So you get a buff. I've heard that you get a buff if you play the game where your main is from.
That's
you play that game,
crazy.
you complete it, you get a buff.
That.
I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I gotta play more.
They put it in the game.
Wow, and that narrow kills.
And that is Chris taking game 2. Wouldn't say convincing faction, but it was definitely a good finish for him.
Yeah, definitely.
Took the momentum back. 1-1 here, but I would not count Stocktaker out of this.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, his spacing was pretty darn good during that game, and I'm hoping that maybe he's going to adapt a little bit more and really be exact on how he wants to get rid of this.
I was noticing that a lot of the issue he was having is that he was unable to get the back air because Ness is just so small.
Yeah.
He kept trying to back air and just couldn't get it because of how high the hitbox is. Like, there is very little time. Like, it's a very short window for where you can actually hit the back air with a strong hit. And every time that he went for it, Chris kind of just took the gamble and shot a PK fire. And every time he whiffed, it would catch because he was just so close to the ground. Sephiroth is very tall.
Yeah, Sephiroth is definitely one of those characters that probably, like you said before, probably shouldn't be as light as he is, but is also extremely tall, so
yeah,
it's a little bit of a drawback on both ends.
Chris was just very aware that Stocktaker was not hitting those. He does get back, though.
That was close, yeah. I do have to say, though, back airs are just not hitting Ness here.
Yeah.
It's really rough because it's also like a very thin hitbox as well. So
that's what I've been saying. It's that he's got that. He's just like, it's such a precise window if Ness is on the ground. You gotta be very careful. And in the air, obviously, he's so floaty, so able to just weave back and forth in the air with Magnet that it's just really hard to catch him.
I feel like with Sephiroth, he's a very exact character. He definitely needs to be exact in everything that he does. Like there, I would have never thought of like using counter like off stage like that.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're doing with Sephiroth. Yeah. That's why so many people wrote him off for so long.
Yeah.
It's because he's very hard. He's still very strong. Some people try to say he was garbage and all that. Like,
yeah, I remember those.
You gotta be very good with him to be able to see results. And I think Stocktaker can do this.
Especially like...
I've been playing him a lot recently, I know.
Yeah, I've been watching him. He's been really moving.
It's a pretty high percent situation.
Yeah,
both these players can just take the stock with a single clean hitbox.
Both of them are struggling to kill throughout these few games. I think it's because, like, in general, both of them are just trying to see who gets the last, like, touch there. Like even there, like, I don't know why he didn't die there.
Yeah, that without any charge, that projectile's not.
You want to check knockback modifier on the rule set?
Let's do that. Let's go out there right now, mid-game 3.
Yeah,
just stop. We need to test this.
Yeah, we need to test this. We got to make sure this is right.
But the stocks have both been taken, and it is a 2-2 stock game.
The stocks have both been taken. The stock players, stock takers playing.
He will take the stocks.
He will, in fact, take the
69 of them, in fact.
Okay.
Didn't go for the down air there, just went for the down tilt. Probably just trying to keep Chris in disadvantage, not just trying to out-kill him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back air connects, but not quite the sweet spot.
A magnet? Maybe that magnet might save him from the percent.
Good tech from Chris.
That was very good. But got caught by the up air. Falling up air is actually really good at catching landings.
Yeah, it's really wide. Like the hitbox of it spans a long distance. The wingspan is incredible.
I definitely think that move's like really, really good on his kit. If he didn't have it, I would be very upset. If he had like the inverse of like down air as his up air, I don't think he would be as good. He barely lived there.
Something I know about Sephiroth is that I think it's kind of like most people don't know this, I think. Or maybe that it was just me, but I only learned this. And it's that the sweet spot on the sword for Sephiroth's thing, it isn't at the tip of the blade. It's actually like in the center of it.
Yeah. So I only remember that because Sephiroth, when he was revealed, Sakurai showed an image of 3 Kirby's being put into line. And it was really goofy. And he had like a green Kirby in the center, which was supposed to indicate, the sweet spot of it. And it does like obviously more percent and also
higher knockback. Yeah, like just there a little while ago.
Yeah.
Just barely even whiffed the kill because it was just a little bit too close to the tip.
I also think it's super unrealistic. I love how the 2 Final Fantasy VII characters in this game are wielding the most unrealistic swords possible.
Yeah, that is it. You ever see that one shot of like Cloud and Sephiroth like clashing blades? It just doesn't. Like, how did you manage to block the Buster sword with that thin of a blade? What are what are you?
It's just a really good sword. That's all I gotta say. Okay.
Trying to break the shield with the down smash, but full shield did not get broken.
Going for the snap. Absolutely wonderful.
Alright. This is still high tension game. Good.
Anyways, the games go to Stocktaker, which
Stocktaker
is
takes it.
pretty awesome, honestly.